TDS is finally back with the release of a new Halloween event, Null and Void, and I want to 100% complete the entire thing. That means all the game modes, the battle pass, and every single logbook. To start off, we have Night 1. Obviously, this night is super easy, even on hard mode. I found that all you really need to beat it is military base and some form of DPS. Night 1 is still fun though. It introduces the corrupted towers and their abilities. Utilizing military base, we cleared through the early waves until we arrived at wave 5. This is where we first encountered the curse mechanic. Every 5 waves, you're forced to choose between one of 3 curses. Some good, and some that will instantly be the death of your run. This plays a bigger role in the later nights, as Night 1 is really just a cakewalk. Even with a new curse every 5 waves, our team just plowed through the enemies. After wave 19, we got another cutscene, telling us that the Riftwalker was coming to balance the meta or something, I don't know. Minus 5 billion DPS on all meta towers. The final boss of Night 1 is the Null Commander, and his awesome theme song where they just sampled the Commander scream. This boss is cool, but not much of a challenge. The only close call we had was him summoning, which almost led to our death. A new cutscene played where we see the Riftwalker kindly merging all the God Cube shards for us. And then there's the narrator!
Bro! A dreadful night, isn't it?
Narrator!
Oh my god!
Narrator! Narrator! Now, with a victory secured on Night 1, we can move on to Night 2. Oh Lord help me. The difficulty spike from Night 1 to Night 2 is like going from easy mode to hidden wave. That might sound stupid, but just bear with me, okay? This cutscene, I really don't care what happens, because the only important part of it was Titus. And then they killed Titus off right then and there, right, like, just like that, and I hate this game now, I quit. Anyways, my first attempt was awful. In the next match, we actually killed the flying enemy. From there, everything seemed good, until I noticed the Null Crook bosses pushing through. Surely my military base can stop these guys. They killed us. Now using Crook Boss, we were able to defend, using the goons, until I had enough money to afford a Gatling gun. And wouldn't you know it, the particles on this map make it quite hard to see the zombies. The Gatling gun seemed to be a great investment. We were shredding through the hordes, and then the Crook bosses killed us again. I started to rethink my strategy, and eventually decided that a mercenary base would be a good problem solver. And I was correct, as the riot guards killed the crooks, allowing our extra defense to clear up the Null goons. But of course, another curveball was thrown our way. With the Null Medic, it can not only heal itself, but also heal multiple other enemies at once. There were also the Null Electroshockers, which stun towers after exploding on death. Let me introduce to you my least favorite enemy in this event, the Null Beast. Null Beasts are crazy fast and very tanky. So when you pair 2 of those with a bunch of aggro scouts, well, you get this. In the next game, our 4th never loaded in, and in the one after that, one teammate decided that investing literally all of their money into Brawler would be a good idea. We finally got a good team in the next match, and also found out that Electroshocker was really good, sometimes being able to fully stop enemies from moving. This game was going perfectly, until we ruined it. Remember when I said that curses affected later nights a lot more? Well, here's what I meant. After beating wave 19, we had to choose our next curse, and out of all our options, we chose the moon, making all enemies hidden. Right after making that decision, 2 Null Beasts with the Nimble modifier shot out of the spawn and zoomed past our defense. There was nothing we could do since Electroshocker had no hidden detection. So we lost, all because of one curse. I told you these things could be deadly. Although this loss was unfortunate, it was also necessary, as I now knew I had to think a lot more about the curses. Not all was lost though. With a strike of luck, we got that same team to restart the match. Maybe we actually had a chance. Even luckier, we got the Fool as our first curse. This gave us higher eco at the cost of having only 1 base HP. But it's not like that matters, because half of the things you can leak in this event will just instantly kill you. Fast forward to wave 20 and things were looking good. We hadn't chosen the moon, so Electroshocker could stall the beast, allowing us to kill them. Now it was down to these 2 pyros. We took down the first one about halfway through the path, and the second one was killed shortly after. Then finally, after so many losses, we made it to the final wave. Now, I want you to take a quick little peek at this wave structure. What do you think about this? All of the spam was guarding the boss, so we were getting 0 damage on it. Null Guardian has this very funny ability where he can clone himself, and each clone has aggro. Eventually they started dying, but the boss had already made it past the entire first part of the map. After taking down one more pyro in the back, we were finally targeting the Null Guardian. He cloned twice, then summoned, and after we triggered his rage mode, I knew it was game. Just look how fast he was moving. With that devastating loss, I surely thought I was at the peak of my suffering, but it had only just begun. I lost 11 times in a row. Had one game where my teammate left, and one game where I just got stuck in the loading screen. Some might say I was starting to become a tad, tiny, itty little bit angry.
Yo, what the?
You sold your military bases, got an accelerator, and you're now placing more military bases! Maybe just a little bit. By this point, I'd been recording for over 5 hours straight, with 20 losses, 21 losses, 22 losses under my belt. I didn't even know what to do. I kept persevering as I jumped into another match, expecting nothing but failure. However, this one was different. I say that, but I genuinely don't know what happened for 90% of this game, because at this point, I was just sitting on TikTok.
So tell me,
However, this time we made it to the boss, and actually killed the spam fast. I got into my Gatling gun and started helping. We were doing pretty good damage, and we had him at 100,000 by the last turn. And finally, after 6.5 hours, I had finally beaten Night 2. A cutscene plays where the Null Guardian dies. The narrator has another yap session, and then the Scooby Gang is sucked into yet another portal. Anyways, why is this night so hard? It was Night 2. If Night 2 took me 6 hours, then how hard would Night 3 be? Not that hard, apparently. Night 3 starts with a cutscene where the Riftwalker gets beaten by the narrator and these random guys from last Halloween. Then they merge the 2 God Cube fragments and start possessing the Riftwalker. Obviously, my first attempt was terrible. My second attempt, my third attempt, not great either. But in our 4th match, someone brought Toxic Gunner. This proved to be quite useful, as it's a direct counter to the booster pads. As the waves progressed, we faced our first challenge, the Null Engineer, capable of building corrupted sentries and stunning towers. The Engineer made it to the very back of the map before dying to spawns. After this little hiccup, things went great. We were quickly moving through the waves, and were able to take down the Null Pursuit pretty easily. I wish I could say that the Cronus fight was hard, but Ranger took care of it no problem. Oh, life is good. Uh-oh. The Null Accelerator is quite the nuisance. He's not only able to stun towers, but also swap their positions. And as if that wasn't enough, he also has 135,000 health. We just barely took down the Null Accelerator. Surely, there's some sort of filler wave after this. Null Brawlers were introduced the next wave, and oh my gosh, are these guys annoying. They jump all around the map, stunning towers as they go. Nice. The next 3 games were not so great, and then there was our 4th match. With Toxic Gunner? Dude, this tower is like good luck or something. This entire match was super easy. We demolished all of the challenging bosses, no problem. After wave 39, we got another cutscene. Lord Exo had possessed the Riftwalker's body. And, that's all. This boss is similar to Umbra in the way that it can directly attack the base. As a matter of fact, you use the exact same star cannon to stun him. The Riftwalker has a big fat 2 million health and some crazy abilities. But the one I found the most effective was the Null Invasion. This ability creates multiple rifts around the map that spawn enemies. Other than that, this fight was pretty easy. We took down the Riftwalker and another cutscene played. Lord Exo takes Cronus and decides to possess him instead. And oh my gosh, does he look sick. He kidnaps Commander's girl and then kills the Riftwalker. Then they are sent back home to Dr. V, and rifts start opening all over the sky. Oh yeah, and some more cringe 4th wall breaking from the narrator. Seriously, there's too much of this in this event. I have one little question for the TDS devs real quick. What was happening in the balancing department for Night 2? Night 3 was actually enjoyable and challenging at the same time. Night 2 was very much not. The majority of this video has been Night 2. You would think it'd be Night 3 or like a nice balance between them all, but no. Anyways, I haven't talked much about my progress on the Battle Pass or the logbooks, and that's because there's not much I can talk about. In order to complete it, I just kept soloing easy mode on Night 3. That's also how I've been getting the logbooks for all the nights. After some patience and a lot of grinding, I had 100% completed the entire Null and Void event. Okay, thank you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, join my Roblox group, and bye-bye.